أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ويل لكل همزة لمزة الذي جمع وعد يحسب أن ماله أخلده كلا لا ينبذنه في الجنة وما أدراك ما نار الله الموقدة
Good
التي
evening, everyone.
تطلع فإنها
This
عليهم
is
مؤصدة
Dr.
في مدن
Salahuddin
ممددة.
Syed, General
Good evening,
Secretary
sir.
of Telangana Science Fair Academy. Before we start, since I said there was some technical issues with Dr. Azizur Rahman, sir. He is joining, he's trying his level best to join. So meanwhile, to start the program, I would like to request any student, that could be really nice, if anyone can take a lead and unmute your mic and say a few words from Quran, one ayah or two ayah, we would really appreciate. Otherwise, we have people with us, but I thought it's a good opportunity for the students if they can do that. Sadia ma'am, agar aap kisi ko jante hain ya Ghafu ma'am, but I thought students should take the lead. Ghafu ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
किसी का नाम खैरात के लिए अगर आप मुनासिब समझें तो
I think, sir, Misbah sir start कर दिए थे.
जी, I started already, Salahuddin sir.
Please, sir. Sorry.
So we will get started now. The program is live on YouTube. I have
Okay.
shared the link on the chat now. So
Okay.
let's officially start the program. We
Okay,
are on
sir.
live. We are on YouTube already.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, sir.
So, Ghafu ma'am,
जी sir.
yeah, as Misbah Sahab already started the program with Khira, what was the ayah about? Because I was unable to listen. I was with talk with Dr. Azizur Rahman sir.
Okay.
But anyway, means. Okay, good evening, everyone, especially the students. I welcome you all for this wonderful session, and I'm sure it will be really, really informative. Once, and inshallah, what we do this today's program, we, as you know, that it's been a tradition that whenever we start something, we start with the name of Almighty, and we ask His help, His blessings, so that we can do the best job we would like to contribute to for our nation, for our community, for the people, those who need. And now, before move to the program, actual program, I would like to ask Ghafur and Samam to please briefly mention who we are. Many of you know that this is Telangana Science Fair Academy, but just to remind for those people, those who are new, who we are, what we would like to do, why we would like to conduct this science fair, she will briefly tell. So I would like to request Dr. Ms. Ghafoor Insa ma'am, please could you come, inshallah soon, please come and have few words. Okay. Say a few words about our Telangana Science Fair Academy.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum one and all. Actually, Science Fair Academy, Telangana Science Fair Academy, it's a volunteer and non-profitable organization. So, in which a team of national and international level educationists, including professors, doctors, scientists, engineers, lecturers, teachers, etc., are working together to promote our main goal is to promote scientific research in India and to develop scientific research temperament among teachers and students. So from last 12 years, Academy is continuously organizing inter-school regional science and engineering fair competition in Hyderabad, encouraging students to present their scientific research project from research projects. And from past 2 years, regional science fair held in Usmania University. So our science fair is a what actually it is a research-based fair where students get an opportunity to think and investigate like scientists. So we are encouraging students from class 4 to undergrad till graduate level are eligible of irrespective of any board, whether it is CBSE, ICSE, or state syllabus. And our goal is okay. Finalists were sent to Chennai National Science Fair, conducted by OMIA. Then IRIS National Science Fair, Indian Congress, then Inspire Science Fair, and our in future our objective or main goal is to see our students from India to be the part of Intel Science Fair. This is our brief introduction. With this, Sir has joined us. Sir, thank you very much. Aziz sir has joined us.
No, I think
No.
no, I think we'll get started with Nazar sir.
Yeah,
I think
ma'am.
we are
Yes.
already in the
Sorry, ma'am.
meeting.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Nazar sir, please get started.
Nazir sir, before I don't need means people like Nazir Saab doesn't need any introduction.
Yeah.
He himself, many of us know. But those who are new, I would like to just give a brief introduction. Whatever you see here, he is one of our kind and senior member for National Science Fair Academy, and he was an associate professor of chemistry. And
Aziz sir is trying.
Aziz sir, yeah, he's trying his level best. I think there was
आ
some.
गया हूँ
Then okay, sir, please.
Okay.
Okay, sir, you have to carry on because in your absence, I was just trying to tell few words. Students are waiting. Please carry on and tell few words about Nazir sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm very much sorry. Just now I came from the university, of course, and because of internet problem, I could not come in time. I first of all welcome you all the teachers. Particularly, it is my privilege to welcome the most experienced professor retired from Chennai, Janab Dr. M.M. Abdul Kamal Nazar, who has several years of experience in science fairs. And he is also co-convener of National Science Fair Committee of OMIT, that is nothing but Organization of Muslim Educational Institutions and Associations in Tamil Nadu. We are very happy to have a very experienced persons on this topic. Today's topic, I know, you know that the science fair project methodology, how to prepare, how to make the science fairs, because the world is, we are presently in this era, we are working together to promote the science fairs. So therefore, I welcome Professor M.M. Abdul Kamal Nazar. Once again, I am very sorry I came very late because of internet. Thank you, sir. Welcome, sir.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Respected President Azir Rahman Saab, our General Secretary Dr. Salahuddin Saab, Brother Nisba, Sister Gafrunisa Madam, my dear students and teachers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, it's a great pleasure to work with Telangana Science Fair Academy. Already for a long period, OMIT is working with MFERD and MS Creative Group of Schools, and actually our science fair we conduct in Chennai for the past 12 years. That took the national color because of the participation and interest shown from the people like you from the Andhra. Now it is mainly the Telangana region. It is because of their involvement. Alhamdulillah, we are able to conduct the science fair, national science fair, with a large number of very good participants every year. Very good projects, Alhamdulillah, come from Telangana and Andhra Pradesh region. Alhamdulillah. I have great pleasure in to give a talk amidst the very, very interested students, teachers, and very spirited organizers. Alhamdulillah. Coming to the main point, actually, this year happens to be very distinct time, and during this pandemic situation, in the lockdown, and nothing can stop our spirit. So, though we are not able to conduct the regular science fair, inshallah, Telangana Science Fair Academy is going to conduct virtual science fair in the probably in the third week of February. In view of that, already one program, last program was addressed by Dr. Salahuddin Saab. Now I am going to give a brief account of how to do a science fair project. Inshallah, my talk will be very, very not very lengthy, because students are attending, mostly most students are there. So I will keep my talk to their level, giving the simple examples. As well, I will give the one or two examples which are at advanced level. Inshallah. Now coming to our agenda. See, in my talk today, inshallah, I wish to make clear how a science fair project differs from an exhibit. What is mainly the scientific methodology for doing a science project? How to get a new idea? I will not be focusing more on this. I will not be focusing more on this, getting new idea, but I wish to pay more focus on designing an experiment, because it is the experiment that makes the science fair project as a science fair project different from the exhibit. This part I will be detailing more with lucid examples, and two science fair projects I will give in detail, inshallah. Okay. See, now you are getting ready for a virtual science fair by TSFA, inshallah. In Chennai, the OMIET also has planned to conduct a national science fair as a virtual science fair in March, inshallah. The participants who win in TSFA shall participate there, inshallah. We all conducting the science fair with the advice, with the guidance, and by the Dr. Qazi Azhar. It is with his training, alhamdulillah, we are able to do it in an organized manner as a science fair. Now, see, the main reason is students are mainly trained for the secure the mark. The conceptual understanding is taken for granted. There is a dire need to integrate academic and research from the primary. See, in advanced countries, as they are teaching the academic, parallelly the students are taught the lesson with research in mind. They are taught that research methodology from the primary level. So that is what we need to. Normally, every lesson when it is taught, the purpose of the lesson should be set. when a lesson is taught, when its purpose is solved, the subject as a whole, the purpose will be served. What is the purpose of teaching? What is the purpose of learning science? See, Albert Einstein has told us nothing special in me. Sorry. Sorry. Now, are you able to hear now?
Yes, sir. You were audible. There was some disturbance. I think they mute the people. So
Okay.
you can please carry on.
So now we have muted everybody now. So only Dr. Nadasa will speak. Everybody else is muted.
You were listening from beginning, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All of us are listening. Everything is audible, sir. There was
Okay,
some
fine.
noise. Yeah, some participants has unmuted. So we muted everybody now. So only your voice is audible.
Okay. See, very important thing is by learning the science, a student has to develop thinking, logical thinking, analytical thinking, and critical thinking. Does it happen nowadays? Okay. Now, the every subject has a purpose. By learning science, the student has to develop all these skills: observation, inferring, measuring, communicating, classifying, predicting. See, whatever I have mentioned, lighted in blue, no, can be learned through classroom. But predicting, controlling variable, interpreting data, developing models, all these can be, these skill related to all these can be acquired only by this project based learning. So project based learning is very important. Now coming to the main point: science exhibit, science exhibition and science fair. Normally, science exhibition is a usual activity in any school, where a model is displayed, a model depicting a concept is displayed, no measurement, no experimental data. But doing a science fair project involves a student will do a project as following a scientific methodology as good as a research scholar. I will give the example. How does it differ? For example, a windmill is as a project, as an exhibit, is a very prevalent in any science exhibition, where the student will show when the wind blows, the fan rotate and the current is generated. In the circuit, there will be a bulb, the bulb glows. So a student just display a concept as working. But in a science fair project, what a student will do is, for a given design, what is the output? For a power generator, what is the output? What is a measure for output? You will measure the ammeter, you will put the ammeter in the circuit, you will measure the strength of current, you will measure the voltage, and from that you will measure the what is the output in watt. Then you will think, for the given design, this is the output. say you would have got that 10 watt as an output, and you will think, if I want to increase output by 10 times, I want 100 watts as an output. What change do I have to make? He start thinking. He starts thinking. You think about what are the factors that determine the power output. You will think about the nature of the material with which the fan is made, and the number of the blades, and what is the capacity of the dynamo. So all these are the factors that contribute to the output. Then these factors that are contributing to the output, technically we call them as variables. And you will think about how the output depend on the variable. You will design the experiment. You will do the experiment over a period of time, over a period of 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. So science exhibit shall be done in a day, in an hour, but the science fair project is done over a period of 2 months, 3 months. I show you some examples. Okay. So the project-based learning really is give lot of input to the students, and it gives a complete understanding of the concept, because a student keep working in it, and it gives a problem solving skill to the student. So the student will start work as a research scholar, MPhil or PhD scholar, even as good as a scientist. You will be doing the project with scientific methodology that I am going to detail more. In doing the science fair project, student will follow the scientific methodology. It involves these steps. He observes. The observation lead to a question, and that question is the title. It is a research problem. And for example, a student think about whether a windmill can be made with the available things at home. Whatever the things available, can I make a windmill? One student has done a project in which he fabricated the fan with the wooden scale, just a wooden scale. He fabricated, and he used the student used the dynamo that are that were removed from the used tape recorder. So whatever the things that were available, he assembled it and he made a windmill. His question was, can a windmill can be made with the fan which is made of the wooden scale and available things? And he will be with that question, research problem, he will state an hypothesis. Hypothesis is the guessed truth. He will state whether it will work or not. In order to test the hypothesis, the student will design the experiment and collect the data, will analyze the data. Finally, he will come to the conclusion. With more example, I will explain this. The whole discussion will pertain to this 5-step process. So finally, the student will display the report in the science fair as a report. This report will be displayed. So this is the way the students display. This is the one science fair which was conducted in Chennai. The display of the projects, and students are attending the valedictory session. You know about already you know about the merits of science fair project. The student think it's a original concept. The student plan and design the experiment. The observation is the key factor. It's a very curiosity driven, innovative and creative. Whereas the science exhibition, none of this is prevalent there. It is not original. It is already whatever given in the book. The student does it. Observation is not a key factor, and so on. Okay. Now, what can be your project? See, we are talking about research. We are talking about research. We are talking about the something new to be, new conclusion has to be arrived at. But by whom? Normally uh, the science research is done at only at college level in India. Only the student come to the college in the final year of the college. The student may be given the project. Then only think about research. Now we are expecting the research to be done following the scientific methodology by the school students. What do we expect from you? We don't expect you to invent a concept. Not even you are expected to go for a new application at the primary level, at the high school level, but try an application to solve a problem existing in your society. That will be a good project. And normally we insist upon doing the experiment. Then your project should not be a one to verify the already established fact. See, you may use an application uh, and you apply the application to a new context to solve a problem. I give the examples for that. See how to get new idea for the project. Now you are ready to do the project. How will you get an idea? I will not go much in detail. I will just give a glimpse to you. How did the scientist got idea for invention and discoveries? There are two ways. Scientists invented and discovered accidentally. Radioactivity by Madame Curie, gravitational force by Newton, and Archimedes principle. All that not the planned one. They observe the nature. Something struck in their mind. Why is it? Then they did experiment and they tested whether their idea worked. And in other ways, uh, scientists like Thomas Alva Edison, Faraday, they did a lot of trials with the based on the known concept. As they got the new idea, they tested in the lab, tested. They got succeeded. So the observation can lead to the new idea. You look at the nature, and everywhere there is an issue, there is a problem. If the science can give solution to the problem, that's a good project. Okay. Or you go through the data already done projects. You go to the website and you do refer, and as you referring to the projects that are already done, you will get a new idea of why not I can do this way. So there are two ways out there. Okay. Observe. and there are many sources you can refer in the net. One is the National Science Digital Library, and there are many websites we will pass on to you, and we will share with you. You go through those websites, there are many projects have been done. Then what the students will do is, already many projects are there, and in the same one they will just present it. No, you go through the projects, how they will detail how the idea originate, uh, how they got the idea to do that project. Explaining they will be explaining the project. You go through it, and from that you get a new idea, and you try to think about a new problem and bring a new solution. That is what how you can go for doing a new project. Selected topic. Once you selected the topic, you need to study more about the topic. You should complete knowledge about the problem that you've chosen. For example, in case you are going to do a project on windmill, and you have to know everything about the power generation. See, in the normal course of study, you will study something about many things. Once you selected a one topic to do a project, you have to know everything about something. Okay. Once you select a topic, and you have to narrow down. You cannot do a project in air pollution, but you can narrow it down. How the air pollution is caused in one particular area due to the one particular industry. Narrow down. So you have to very much narrow down. Narrow your focus. Research your topic. In the sense, you gain more information on the selected topic. Okay. Very important part in the doing the science fair project is conducting the experiment. To test your hypothesis, you need to design the experiment. And while designing the experiment, one thing I tell you, very important thing, when doing research, you should not hesitate to take help from your elders. Anybody who is known to you in your family or your relatives, friends, whoever is any teacher or professor, you approach them and take their advice. Don't hesitate. If there is a college in your neighborhood, go to the college and meet the professor and talk to them, take their help. See, very important thing is, while conducting the experiment, you need to record with a logbook. Don't rely on memory. And a very important thing is, while designing the experiment, you need to understand the variables. I will go much in detail to the variables with more example I will explain. And while doing the experiment, you need to control all the variables. One you have to change, and the other you have to measure. That I will give with examples. So again, I am coming to the main point. So the five steps involved in an science fair project, what are they? How to understand that? Now, I will firstly go through one project. After that, I will come to it and explain you again. Yeah. See, one student recently did one project. That is, uh, that is normally quality of a milk can be tested by a color test. There is one test by called methylene blue test. Methylene blue is an indicator. When the indicator is added to the milk, it develops blue color. You leave it aside. After some time, the blue color will disappear. Longer the time taken for the color to disappear, better the quality. So this is the test, color test, to detect the quality of a milk. When there is more microorganism present in the milk, the time taken for decolorization will be shorter. There is a one test called methylene blue test. With that, one student submitted the project few years back. Last year, one other student has done a project based on the same constant with another indicator, disazurin. See, it is when it is shown, just it can be, this is a test. This test can be used to test the quality of milk. There it is an exhibit. Now, to do it as a science fair project, you see what the student has done. Now, it is a test. The student is now planning whether with this test, the available commercial brands of milks, can they be graded? Which is the best number one? Number two, number three, can it be graded? That is what is problem. He is choosing the problem. Okay, and he is stating the hypothesis. What he states is the Rizazurin test can be used to grade the commercial brands based on the quality. That is his, his hypothesis. Now, it's a qualitative test. He is bringing a quantitative nature to it. He has to study everything related to the this test. I am not going much in detail. I will share this you can see. See, apparatus required are very simple. Test tube, just measuring equipments, pipette, burettes, that's all. Very simple. The procedure involves the student has to take the certain quantity of milk, the indicator, the has to be prepared with some fixed concentration, and every different brands of milks are taken, the same quantity of milk, same quantity of indicator is added and left aside. The student is doing. Say is doing the work in the school, the student is fourth standard student, standard fourth student. He has taken about 11 brands of milk. You see, the student has observed, these are the points you need to. Normally, we don't mention the brand name. In doing the project, we label it as A, B, C. Otherwise, the commercial people come and argue with us. Okay, so it is labeled ABC. Okay, now the student has taken this test. When the to the milk, when the indicator is added, the color will change from blue to purple and then to pink, finally to the white. The student observe first color appearance, how long the time taken, the second color appearance, how long the time taken, finally for the disappearing, how long the time taken. Every time for the every brand of milk, he has taken the 3 trials. That means I am telling the one key point here to my dear students. While doing the experiment, one time measurement is not reliable, you need to replicate. This is a one key point you need to make. And once you replicate, you can take the average. Okay, so he has done for the more brands, and finally he has arrived at brand A, brand labeled as A, taken more than 9.5 hours, whereas the few brands have taken in the range of 5.5 hours to 6.5 hours. And with this data he can label which is the best. The longer the time taken, that is the best. So that is the conclusion student is arriving. Now here we define the terms, that is uh, that is dependent variable, independent variable, and constant variable. That is, in doing an experiment, he is changing the brand, he is observing the time taken, the brand is the independent variable, and time taken is the dependent variable. Other factors which are affecting the time taken have to be kept constant. When he is moving from one brand to another brand, the same temperature should be maintained, same amount of resources should be added, same quantity of milk should be taken, and oxygen content in the milk should be constant. It does mean they should not shake it. Okay, and so on. So for this I will give more examples. See, now still to understand what is dependent variable, what is independent variable, why we are keeping the other variable constant, I give you more examples. So he is concluding. Now I have given a fast run through a project to understand what are involved in doing a project. Okay, now I give you more examples. References are given, acknowledgement, now scientific method. Again, see, in passing through this, main key factor is observation. See, a student think a person is going to purchase a milk, going to give the 25 rupees cost to purchase a one packet of milk. He can purchase any brand, but the student is guiding to recommending which brand a person can choose. So there is a need to test the quality of milk. So there is a need. So he has chosen a problem, and he hypothesis, that is, this resource orient test can be applied. Shall it be applied to grade the commercial brands? That is his hypothesis. He tests and finally arrive at the result. This test can be applied to grade the commercial brands. Now, this is the flow. That is, first ask a question, select the problem, do the thorough research, so collect all the information related to your topic, construct the hypothesis. Then you are designing the experiment. You are designing an experiment, and you are selecting the procedure to do the experiment. Okay, and you have to test whether the procedure is working or not. And if the procedure is working, you can go ahead and collect the data further. Does mean, in doing this project, if the student is preparing a one concentration of the indicator, but the color does not appear in a reasonable time, the color disappearance is taking very longer time. In that case, you can adjust the concentration of the indicator, or you can dilute the milk and you can do the experiment so that the color disappearance take place in a reasonable time. So you can check whether the procedure is working. If it works, Then he can replicate for the more brands, and he is analyzing the data and drawing the conclusion, finally arriving at the result. When he arrive at the result, he has to check whether his result is in align with the hypothesis. In case the result is not in alignment with the hypothesis, then he go back and thinks, and that forms the uh, problem for the next project, and he reconstructs the hypothesis and he can come down again. So this is the flow in doing the project in a following the scientific manner. Now, in order to understand the dependent variable, independent variable, I give the very simple example that most students are there, they will appreciate this. That is, in Boyle's law, this is the Boyle's law practice. Uh, when a gas is present in a container, the gas can be, property of the gas can be defined. The gas can be defined with its properties. When a gas is present in a container, we define its state with the pressure, volume, the quantity, pressure, volume, quantity, and temperature. So these are the variables, okay, with which a gas is defined. Now you see, I come to this later. I am doing an experiment. I am doing an experiment where I have a fixed mass of gas, mass is constant, temperature also I am keeping constant. If I change the pressure, volume will change by itself. There are four variables associated with uh, a gas at a state. If I keep the mass constant, temperature also constant. If I change the pressure, volume will change by itself, that I measure. And one which I change is called monitoring variable. I can keep any pressure. I can keep any pressure. So it is independent variable or monitoring variable. Based on the pressure, the volume will be that I am measuring. This is dependent variable. In other words, it is responding variable. Okay. So as you increase the pressure, what will happen to the volume? Volume will decrease. I am doing another set of experiments in which I am keeping the mass constant and pressure also constant. If I increase the pressure, temperature, what will happen to the volume? Volume also will increase. So here, these two are kept constant. These two, that is mass kept constant, pressure kept constant, and when the temperature is varied, correspondingly the volume vary. So this is independent variable, this is dependent variable. Another name is monitoring variable, this is responding variable. See, in doing the experiment, what I want to insist is one variable at a time has to be changed. Not when doing an experiment at a time, two variables should not be changed. You change one variable, keep all other variable constant, and you can see what is the effect of changing the pressure on volume. For this, I give one lively example. See, I want to decide which laptop I can go for, which is the cheapest. See, with this data, I have collected the, see, there are some specifications which the cost depend. Okay, there are many specifications are there. I have mentioned what type, whether dual core or Pentium, like that, size, of course, size, hard disk capacity, and the battery type, and all other feature, let it be same. Now, can you tell which is the cheapest? Which is the cheapest now? Which is the cheapest? Normally, one will think the HP is the cheapest. One will think HP is the cheapest, but wrong. Because when we compare the Dell and Lenovo, all other are constant. All other are constant. When I change the brand, I am looking at the cost, whereas all other being constant. Then I can make a judgment that which brand is cheaper. Here, not only when you compare HP with Lenovo, not only I am changing the brand, I am changing here the hard disk capacity also. So the difference in the cost does not mean that HP is cheaper, because whether it is lower in price because of the brand or because of changing the hard disk is questionable. So in doing the experiment, we need to change one variable at a time. We need to keep all other variable constant. That is very important in doing experiment. Okay. In the illustration, what I told, that is a resolve Surin test. Now you can recall the constant variables are temperature, quantity of concentration, quantity of milk, and brand is changed, time taken is measured. Okay. Now I would like to tell you another two examples which are very good projects which were presented in National Science Fair, which was held in January this year in Danish College. See how the students have exhaustively done the work and study. As I told you, the windmill is a common exhibit where student just make a windmill and show that in the circuit the bulb glows. See, you see how exhaustively the student has done a project by understanding the variables and designing the experiment and presented the data. See, in the windmill, there are two types are there. That is windmill with vertical axis wind turbine and horizontal axis wind turbine. And he has compared which is more efficient and what are the factors that are affecting the output power generator, you see. See, in the horizontal axis wind turbine, the axis which is holding the axis which is holding the fan and the dynamo at the back is parallel to the direction of the wind. In the vertical axis wind turbine, the axis holding the fan and turbine is perpendicular to the ground. He has compared both, you see. This is the rotor, this is the rotor. The rotor is parallel to the direction of the wind, whereas in this is horizontal axis wind turbine. In vertical axis wind turbine, the axis holding the fan is perpendicular to the ground, otherwise perpendicular to the direction of the wind. You see, so is hypothesis. Vertical axis wind turbine with 5 blade generates generate high voltage compared to the horizontal axis wind turbine. See, he guess it. He guess it. So, having selected the problem, he, based on the knowledge he has, and he expect the vertical axis wind turbine could be better, will produce high voltage. This is hypothesis. It may not be true. So now he proceeds to the doing the project. You see, he keeps everything constant. That is a base stand, dynamo capacity, wind speed. The student has done the experiment with the fan so that the wind can be, speed can be controlled. All the material with which the fan is made is the same, and dimension of the blade also same. He only changed the number of blades and he measured the voltage and current output. In this case, the student missed to calculate the current in watts. Having calculated the voltage and current, the student should have calculated the power in watt also, but he didn't do it with the calculated only the voltage and current. So this is the one step. After having fixed the number of blades, he comes to an with the number of blades maybe 2, 4 or 5. He comes to keeping those blades in either the vertical axis turbine or the horizontal axis turbine. He has carried out the experiments. Okay, you see. He has made the uh, fan with the aluminum metal plates, and all this description I am not going in detail. The student is doing the project. You see, he is doing at home. He has done it in the school. So this is what he has fabricated. The fan he has designed this way, and this is in a one design 5 fans here. Here it is 3, and many design he has made. One stand he has fabricated, and it is a rotor. Okay, see, you see the result. Student has done with 2 blade, 3 blade, 4 blade and 5 blade. For the vertical axis turbine, he has done 3 trials. One measurement is not reliable. 3 trials. He has measured the current as well as the voltage for the horizontal as well as vertical. And whatever he has observed, tabulated, he has put in the form of the table. He has tabulated horizontal axis wind turbine current output and voltage output comparison. And there is another project also I can detail with time in mind. I am skipping this, and I give room for the questions. If time permits, I will go for this project also. Actually, these are the steps involved in doing the science fair project. The main thing is, as I told you, main thing is in doing the project, the experimental part is very, very important. And with my experience, what I have noticed is every time once we announce the entries for the science fair, we get more than 500 entries, but we are able to select only 100 or 150 projects. But many projects are rejected. The main reason for that is main reason for that is this part, that is the experimental part. The experimental part is very much missing in the project which are presented. And one more thing, the normally the students do not pay attention is, if at all they do the experiment where they do not understand the variables and the experiment is not properly designed. And one more thing to be uh, considered is sampling. That is, the student has to understand the sampling technique. For example, a student is doing a project in botany. A student is growing the plant, and the student need some quantity of soil. Say the student need say the 5 kg of soil. They go to the garden and take just 5 kg of soil and just use it. No, if they require 5 kg of soil in from the garden, they have to procure about at least 25 kg of soil and put it in the ground and mix it thoroughly, and you filter it and you select only the mix it thoroughly, and out of the 25 kg you take the 5 kg. This is what the sampling technique. For example, you want to test the, as I illustrated, the quality of milk. A student wants to test the quality of the, say the form, a tablet. A student wants to test whether the paracetamol tablet, which is stated as 500 milligram, is really does it contain 500 milligram? You can easily do it. It's acidic. You can titrate with a base, and you can determine its with the acid base titration. Paracetamol can be estimated. It's a good project. For that, what the student will do is, he want to take a 500 milligram for one titration. He open up a one tablet, just to powder it and just to titrate it. In case that the tablet is defective, no, the experiment has gone. He want a sample of a tablet containing the 500 milligram. He has to take the 10 tablets, take the weight and powder it, and you take 1/10 of it representing the one tablet. So you want one tablet, just you are directly taking one tablet. It's not a good sampling. You take the 10 tablet, take the weight of the 10 tablet and powder it, and from the powder you take the 1/10 of the powder. Then that is what the sampling technique. So you need to know the sampling. And moreover, many students does the many project related to the medicine, whether one particular plant will cure a diabetic or not. The student will want to test. But what they do is, they just test with some family members in the house. It's not a good sampling. See, to test whether a medicine will work, and the student has to go for more number of analyze more number of persons. So and this is and the student replication, and you have to do more trials, you have to replicate, and you have to check whether the results are reproducible. So all these are more important. Now anyone who want to raise question can interact. Okay. Okay.
So thanks a lot, Dr. Nazir sir. As if I understand right, you are ready to answer any questions or any doubts
Yes,
student
sir.
might have. So dear students, or even the teachers, please take this opportunity to ask the expert about the science fair projects and about the talk which you heard. So the talk is open for the discussion. I request each student to please come forward, unmute your mic, and ask the question with our expert, Dr. Nazir sir. See, Dr. Nazir sir, I can see one question in chat box. Can we do projects in computer science? So
Actually, it's all depend on the organizing uh, uh, at the organizer. So the, for example, in National Science Fair, which is conducted in science, computer science is not a category. Uh, but in Telangana Science Fair, in case they allow it, you can do it. It's all depend on the organizer. See, in any science fair, you need to look at the notification, and clearly you have to go through the notification at what levels it is conducted in each level, what are the subject categories, whether what you are interested to do, whether does it come in the category, you have to check. And Telangana Science Fair, whether they are allowing the computer science, uh, they have to tell.
So, any other question? I had many people from Jammu and Kashmir has joined. I would like to welcome you all for this session, and I would appreciate if you could ask the questions so that our expert can help and expert can explain the things clearly.
One student has raised hand.
Yeah, there's a question from Subia Tahreen. She's asking that can we do a project in chemistry?
Definitely, definitely. Actually, in National Science Fair, we have the three categories, that is a physical science and biological science and environmental science. In physical science, physics and chemistry related projects shall come. In biological science, botany, zoology, microbiology, and biotechnology projects shall come. In environmental science is a interdisciplinary, and environment related interdisciplinary projects shall be present.
Thank you, sir. There is another question from Sadia Fatima. Could you please tell me how to go for titration? I wanted to get the methods of titration which you mentioned in your talk.
That is paracetamol. I mentioned paracetamol. It is acidic in nature. It can be titrated with NaOH and indicators appropriately phenolphthalein, like that you can try. The thing is, this is the beginning. I have given input. As I told you, the first step is now you are in the scientific methodology, you are in the first step. That is, you have got a question whether paracetamol can be estimated by titration. Then you have to go to the background information you have to gather and refer to the books, refer to the internet, what are the possible ways of titration of uh, paracetamol. And you need to understand one more thing. Once you want to analyze the paracetamol, and you need to extract it from the tablet. Okay, you should know how it is extracted from the tablet. All that you have to refer to. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Another question from Samira MS School. She's asking that, please explain the difference between independent variable and dependent variable.
See, the independent variable is the one uh, you change. The dependent variable, the one which changes by itself. I give you the one good example for it. Do you know, have you done the experiment with lens? Have you done the experiment with determining the focal length to measure the, what standard you are studying?
I'm not sure she is
Yeah.
unmuted.
See,
But
very simple. In doing the experiment to determine the focal length, what the student will do is, will take a light source, will keep a lens. Distance between the light source and the length is the independent variable. Now, beyond the lens, the screen is kept. No image you will get it. And you will be adjusting the screen so that you are getting the right image. And the distance between the lens and the screen is, you call it as V. Distance between the light source and the lens is U. U is independent variable. You can keep any distance. No, uh, you can keep any distance, but having kept a one particular distance between the light source and the lens, the where you have to catch the image, the distance between the lens and the screen, no, it depend on the U. Okay, that is dependent variable. U is independent variable, V is dependent variable. The
yes, sir.
student,
Yeah.
if
Thank you, sir. The next is Risha Nazim, and she would like to ask Nines. Sir, I wanted to ask the question that it is necessary to make a working model. She's asking whether it is necessary to make a working model.
Nice question.
the thing is not necessarily working model. The thing is, you should you should select the project in such a way, you do experiment and you are collecting the data. From the data collector, you are arriving at a result that is required for your question. That is the thing.
Yeah. There is another question from Dr. K. Srinivasan Iyer. He would like to ask that the webinar is really good, but it's a little bit bigger in terms of slides. He's asking, can you briefly send me the what's a nutshell about? And what this about? I'm sure you could contact Dr. Nazis or any one of us asking this sort of questions. I really appreciate your question, but I think it's better students can get benefited from this talk. And whatever doubts you have regarding your projects, please ask them. And another question, some question, I
One more
think.
thing, sir. I would like to add
Yeah, please, please,
supplement to
sir.
this.
Please, sir.
Actually, this is a workshop we used to conduct to the teachers, which will take about 3 to 4 hours. And we are presenting that in nutshell in 1 hour. So this whole program is available in YouTube. And this PowerPoint can be shared to the participants. Okay, and the YouTube link also can be shared, so they can listen to the uh, that program, whole program. They will better understand.
Yeah. And one more question from a student, I think Afneen Ahmed. What she would like to ask is she want to do a project in physics, but her mentor won't allow because most of the things are not affordable. I would like to clear this point here. Dear students, please, you don't need much expensive things which you can't afford. You can start any project at home by the things whichever you have at your home. I'm sure Dr. Nazir could tell, but there is a saying in Urdu, tum hi na chaho to bahane hazar. So I'm sure you understand this. So please, you don't need at all expensive things and expensive setup. You can start things whichever are available to you at your home. So Dr. Nazar, if you could tell something about this project,
Yes,
I
sir.
would
Yes,
get
sir. Actually, the thing is, you can do many projects with the available thing. As I told you, the one student did a windmill project in which the fan was made with the wooden scale. He did not even go for the metal. In dealing with the metal, it will need drilling and all that, more technical support will be needed. He just made the fans of the windmill with the wooden scale. Okay, just it needed only the sticking with the paste and all, one thing. And he used the dynamos that were required. He took the dynamo from the used tape recorder. In the tape recorder, if you give current, it will rotate. Okay, if you rotate, it will give current, reverse. So with available things, it is possible. I would like to mention one thing here. The virtual science fair differ in one way to the normal science fair, is that student will be presenting online instead of presenting physically. Otherwise, all the features of science fair stands. That means your idea has to be original, and you have to do the experiment, you have to collect the data, and you have to come to a new conclusion. Okay, in that no compromise. There is no compromise in the quality. Only thing, what is presented physically, when the student will be interacted directly. Now you will be interacted through the Zoom. You have to present yourself. That makes the only difference. Otherwise, it will become a science exhibit again. That is what I again I have taken this slide and showing you. This is the experimental part, is the very core part of the science fair project. Many projects were rejected uh, for the selection for want of this experimental part.
yeah. Thank you, sir. And one question I would like to clear this is from Afnan Ahmed. He's telling that you ignored my question. So he's thinking that we ignored his question. Mr. Afnan, I would just like to clear you things up. Please, at the end of the talk, if you have any particular question about doing project in physics, please do contact our members. They will I'm sure, clearly answered your question. And you're just blaming that you can't afford, or you're adult. I really feel sorry for that, but you could do things whatever available with you. Okay. And sir, with your permission, there is another question from Green Valley Educational Institute from Kashmir. They were telling that the present situation in Kashmir, and they can't access due to these political conflicts and all. So they were asking that, is there any way that they can contact with us and they can also carry out this project? And to answer them, I say yes, for sure. You will have a contact number of our representatives or our mentors at the end of this talk. You can directly contact them. No doubt, the pandemic and these conflicts has put us in very challenging situation. But with the help of technology, we can say, yes, we can contact with anyone in any part of the world, inshallah. So that's answer from my side. I would appreciate if Dr. Means Nazir could answer this question.
Yes, sir. Actually, we can help them. Actually, the thing is, one thing we don't help. Actually, they have to come with the project idea, and they should start the experimental part, and we can give the support for any doubt with which they are coming up.
Okay, sir. That's good. Another good question from, I think, AU. I don't know, means she don't want to mention her name, but she says she is 7th grade student from Medina High School. She was planning to do a project on effect of sugar on tea. I have collected 5 extract, and she says sound tooths, and now placing these different time solutions along with this observation. May I now, if this is good science fair project? She says she would like to see the effect of sugar on tooths, and she was carrying out 5 different variations. She's asking that is it a good project or not?
I don't get it.
Yeah,
She is.
her project is seeing the effect of sugar on tooths. So too much of sugar is good for tooths or not. And she kept 5 different variables, and she is carrying out experiment. And she is asking that if her coach project is good enough to participate.
So it's a biological project,
Yeah,
but I
or
am,
chemical.
yeah, not chemical. And Gafur madam available can answer.
Okay. And there is question from Zakir Hussain, MS School. Sir, how to write the abstract? Could you please explain procedure, pro forma, and how to submit a project? Yeah, Mr. Zakir Hussain, we will soon, means at the end of this talk, please do write, means we will be giving you our means contact details. Please write it down what you would like to know from us. And we will for sure tell you how the product should look like, what are the dates, and how the abstract or idea should look like. So please stay with us till last. So we will be having at the end, Ghafoor ma'am will be going to share one slide where she will have all this sort of contact details. Thank you.
Yeah, I want, Assalamu alaikum, sir. Thank you, sir. It's a really very good informative session from your side. And thank you for your time spending with us. TSFA is thankful to you. Sir, I would like to share a few slides. Can I? Please, if you stop.
Nazir sir, she basically would like to have give some contact details and the numbers where student can directly go and contact and ask a help from mentors. So would you mind, means if she shares that?
Yes, yes. Let us share.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, ma'am, please.
So are you?
There are a lot of questions asking about abstract and all and all.
Yeah, regarding that only, I'm trying to give their answers also. I have given some links, our website link, our Telegram link, teachers can join, and feedback link also I have given in the chat. So please go through that. Plus, these are the contact details of our mentors, board members. Dr. Khazi is our chief patron. He is always be ready to help any time, any teacher or a student also. The Dr. Azizur Rahman Khan sir is our president, and it is his contact number. Salahuddin sir is our general secretary. Though these two members are very busy, but still they are ready to give their time to the students and teachers, whoever has queries. And Nasreen Fatima, myself, and Sadia Samreen are also available for you. Apart from that, this is my second slide. Okay. Uh, Second one. Yeah, our this year's motto is reshaping the world through scientific investigation, and our program schedule is somewhat like this. Date of admission, idea submission is 21st December 2020. The date of idea approval is 25th December 2020. Then our virtual regional science fair will be conducted on 23rd and 24th February 2021, and our valedictory program in next day, 25th February. Someone is asking about the how to write abstracts, everything. So for details, please, this is a first you have to write your idea, not abstract. It is a brief research plan. Abstract, I should not write. Research plan or project, tentative research plan and project summary, and email the same to telanganasciencefair@gmail.com. This is our email ID. And categories are life sciences, environmental sciences, physical sciences. Then levels, primary level, class 4th and 5th, middle level 6th and 6th to 8th, junior level 9th and 10th, senior level 11th and 12th, and our graduate students can also participate. Then for further your doubts, queries, and all, registration link, research plan, or project summary instructions we have planned, and it's on our website. Website is tsfa.in. Please note down this. Then we have already put a research plan sample on it, and our coordinators' contact numbers are also there. Even I'm sharing now also. Our website, you will get this information from, inshallah, from tomorrow, or most probably on Wednesday. All the details, all the instructions are available on our website. And these are our coordinators' contact numbers. Whichever is convenient for you, please contact. All the coordinators are ready to help you. Like first, our General Secretary, Dr. Salahuddin sir, Ms. Nasreen Fatima is our joint General Secretary. She is our joint General Secretary. Sadia Samreen. Samreen Khan is our new teacher leader. Sabah Khatun is our teacher leader. All these people are ready. For graduate and senior level students, can contact to Ms. Hafsa Azra, Ms. Sumaira Nazneen, and myself. This is Fakhurun Nisa. And for district level contacts, Mr. Muhammad Nasiruddin from Medak district, Aisha Begum, Dr. Aisha Begum from Zahirabad, and Mr. S.A. Naeem from Nizamabad. And it's very glad to inform you that Kadapa district people are showing a lot of enthusiasm to participate in our fair. So these are the teachers, Amreen Tabassum, Kadapa, and Shaheen Begum from Kadapa. And next, many participants are interested from other states also. So this is anyhow virtual science fair. From other states also can participate. So our state coordinator is Ms. Sameem Raja from Madurai, Tamil Nadu. She is ready to guide the students or teachers. Whenever you have any queries, please contact any one of us, not all at a time. Okay, so one of us. And even Nazir sir is there, Aziz sir and all. So everybody is ready to guide you. Just note down all the links. This is end. So say yes to science fair. Ha. Say
Thanks
note.
a lot. Could you keep the slide before
Okay.
so that student can take now
Wait.
the contact details?
एक minute.
Dear students, please have a pic of this slide, like where she mentioned all the details. Maybe it's little bit, it's smaller in the size now you could have, or feel free to contact any one of us. I'm really glad, I'm thankful for all the people, those who come forward. These guys are really incredible. They have a lot of scientific experience helping kids, helping schools to come forward and participate in science and winning the science fair projects. So I welcome you all. And Nazir sir, for you, there is one message from Sadia Fatima. She says that a very informative scientific session for all of us to encourage and promote scientific temperament among the students. I congratulate Dr. Qazi Azhar, Speaker Nazir sir, me, Aziz sir, and Ghafoor ma'am, and hats up to the team TSFA. Thank you, ma'am, for kind words. And especially the students, please feel free. It's not necessary that you understand everything and everything is very clear. Maybe there are some areas you are not clear about. Contact any one of us if you have any question, and inshallah, together we can do wonders. Inshallah, we can really do great projects. And no doubt, we are having really challenging time, but inshallah, with our technology in our hand, we can do great things, inshallah. So with this, I would like to end this session. I would like to ask our president, Dr. Azizur Rahman, sir, could you please unmute your mic and please come forward and tell word of time. Dr. Azizur Rahman, sir. Is Aziz sir around? Sir, you have to unmute your mic. Ghafoor ma'am, could you please unmute his mic? Hello. Ghafoor ma'am?
Yeah. Wait a minute, sir.
I think sir is not available. So we can ask someone else.
Aziz,
Aseem ma'am or Sadia ma'am is
Hello,
available.
I'm available, but it was unmuted. I am trying it, but I am not getting. However,
Yeah, please, sir. Take the mic. Mic is yours now.
Yeah.
I think is now the time has came to say word of thanks and thanks for students.
Okay.
Especially, I would like to mention people from Kashmir. I really appreciate their effort, and inshallah, we will be in touch. We be together with rest part of the world, means like from Chennai, from Karnataka and Maharashtra, people from AP. We all could share our ideas together and we can do great thing in science. Thank you from my side. Dr. Aziz sir.
Good evening to all my dear friends, particularly students who have participated and the teachers also. And Nazar sir, we are very grateful to you, very much thankful to you for your wonderful presentation. And Dr. Salahuddin and all our team members, Ghafoor Nisa, etc., who has given wonderful, ideas. I mean, details about TSFA. And I also, perhaps Dr. Khazi Azhar Sahab is there?
I'm not sure he is still with us.
Yeah. First of all, my God, who has given this opportunity for us, because helping others is a great job. We are a voluntary organization. Always want to help others. If we are born, we have to help others. This is a very noble cause. Therefore, we are very much excited. Our team. I have also noticed Misbahuddin sir. He was there, very actively involved. I am very much thankful to Misbahuddin sir, Sadia Samreen, Dr. Sadia, and all my colleagues, old colleagues of Anwarlum College, and also many more who have participated here. Oh, we shall work together. We shall reshape the world. We shall change the world because a scientist can change the world. Eh, the children are born with a very curiosity. This is our mission that a Nobel laureate or many more should come from India. So therefore, our chief patron, who is always associated with us from the last 30 years, he comes to India. So always he help us, everybody, every time he is ready to help us. We shall together bring the change. Therefore, I am thankful to Haji Azhar Sahab also and all the team members, all the teachers, all the students. We can do anything because the God has given, this mind. You can, if you believe yourself, you can change this world. Believe can, it is said that the belief can change the world, can move the mountains. Therefore, decision is very important. This is not a lab or whatever we require. This is the dream. That is the dream we require to work uh, for the betterment of the society. Thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity provided by the God. In fact, thank you, Dr. Salahuddin, and everyone. Nazar Saab especially. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. With
Thank you,
this,
sir. Thank you.
I am sure I just would like to tell only one thing. There were few questions we might not answer, but please don't get disappointed. Do contact us. I'm sure, inshallah, we can help or try our level best to answer those questions. With this, I would like to say, Ms. Rafunsa ma'am, I think we are pretty much done. So we can stop the session here.
Yes. Thank you,
And once
sir.
again,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Nazir sir, thanks a lot
Thank you, sir. Thank
for
you
your
for the
time,
opportunity
your
given.
patience, and your
No,
knowledge
sir.
sharing
Yeah.
us.
I must thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
sir. So, ma'am. And thanks a lot, students, for your time. Wonderful time and wonderful questions.
And listening patiently this time.
Yeah.
Thank you. The students, thank you, students.
And the teachers too.
Yeah.
They have to put a lot of effort.
Tell you thanks.
Thank you, everyone, teachers, everyone. Okay.
I have to end the session. it seems. Shall I end the session?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.